Well, hello and welcome back. I am Jacqueline Cabot Harrison, and you are joining me for Eight Queens Roundtable Leadership Symposium. This particular one is the Business Accelerator Bootcamp, and we are going to do just that. I have a panel here full of experts that are going to give you different tips and tools to help you take your live show and or podcast to the next level in 2022. Because I know that's what we all want to do, right? So I don't care if you already have a live show, or shall I say, maybe you already have a live show, but you're not quite getting the viewership or the sponsorship or the traction that you want to. You are in the right place. Or possibly if you're an entrepreneur and maybe you've been kind of thinking about you want to start a live show or a podcast, but just don't quite know how to do it. You're also in the right place. Go ahead and grab a pen and a notebook and just sit back and get ready to take it all in. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to let the panelists introduce themselves to you. All right, Miss Sandy, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline. I'm so excited to be here. Congratulations on this amazing Business Accelerator Bootcamp. I am Sandy Sanders. I'm the host, award-winning host, because we won an award, and I'll share about that in a few seconds. But yes, I'm an award-winning talk show host of Book Talks with Sandy. We serve specifically authors and visionary authors. Our platform is geared toward that. So we have authors that come on and share. This is a platform to increase their visibility, to be able to share the story. The visionary authors, they come on and share about their story. The author tours is what we call it. And so it is a great opportunity. I tell you, I always say that you just never despise small beginnings. Why? Because you just never know who is watching. I am a 6-time best-selling author. When I became an author, I did not know what to do, how to do it, of getting my book out and sharing my story. And that's how Book Talks with Sandy came all about. I'm excited to be on this panel with some phenomenal women that have definitely, I always say that they're making an impact in the earth. And so hopefully we'll be able to say something to you today that will help you on your journey of your live talk show. We are on Facebook as well as YouTube. We're mainly on the Facebook social media services. But I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you, Sandy. I'm glad you're here. All right, Dr. Tina.
All right. I love Miss Sandy. I have had the privilege of going on most of these individual shows that's on this panel today. So it's nice to be in great company. I am Coach Tina Ramsey, but now officially Dr. Tina Ramsey. I'm happy about that. I have one of the number one TV shows and podcasts, which means that I have TV, because you can see me on Roku, Amazon Fire, and all those platforms. And then you can also hear me on iHeartRadio, Google, and all those other major platforms as well. The reason why I started the Tina Ramsey Show and podcast was because I was that person sitting down saying, I wish more people just knew how I can help them. But I didn't have any way of doing it. And I constantly around a lot of business owners, and they will always say the small business owner don't have a platform to win. Everything is with the big conglomerate company. So I said, you know what? I'm going to start the Tina Ramsey Show and podcast, which is a platform for entrepreneurs, celebrities, influencers, for ones who are making a positive impact in the world, and to help more people get their message out, not to thousands, but to millions around the world that are making a positive impact. And through that, I also saw how everyday people doing extraordinary things need a place. And so I am also the CEO and founder of CTR Enterprises Network, which is a multifaceted business that have multiple layers to service the entrepreneur. So we have a podcasting network, a web TV television network, and we also provide coaching to help you monetize what you do. It's great and all good to share your message with millions, but how exactly do you flip that and monetize it? Well, we teach you how to exactly do that, and we connect you with amazing TV, podcast hosts just like these on this panel so that you can get your message out to more than just a Tina Ramsey Show and podcast all over so that ones can connect with you and your businesses. So I'm happy to be here.
Well, thank you, Dr. Tina, and congrats. So glad you were able to be here.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Kiva.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Coach Kiva Murdaugh, and it's truly a pleasure to be here amongst all of these beautiful and strong African American women. Again, my name is Coach Kiva. I am the CEO of Kiva Murdaugh Enterprises and the host and executive producer of one of the #1 TV show and podcast as well, Kiva's Place, the Kiva Murdaugh Show and Podcast. And the reason why we started our podcast is very, very simple. I truly believe that everybody is a coach. Everybody has a story, and it's very important for individuals and businesses to understand that facet, but to also know how to digitize their content. That's the world we are currently living in. It's very important to have a strong digital footprint. So I specialize in not so much in how to start a podcast, but my specialty is once you get that podcast up and running, now what do I do? And you can really turn that TV show, that podcast into a money-making machine. So if you're wanting to automate your TV show, automate your podcast, if you're wanting to streamline it, and if you are also wanting it to be professionally done, then I am the woman to help you and to coach you along that avenue. I'm also the CEO and founder of Kiva Murdaugh Enterprises, which is comprised of a variety of different companies. We have a boutique, a natural boutique. We also have a natural hair care company, and we have a coaching and consulting firm as well. So we are multifaceted. We could pretty much serve any business owner and entrepreneur, and I'm super excited to be here and to share my services as well as share this platform with these other beautiful women.
Yes. Well, thank you for being here, Kiva. Uh-oh. All right, Dr. Nicole.
Hello. Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Jacqueline, for inviting me to this amazing boot camp platform. You always rocking for women. That's one thing I love about you. To every amazing, beautiful woman up here, keep on being powerful and keep on being great. Well, who am I? I'm Dr. Nicole Peters. I'm the CEO and founder of Believe in Your Dreams Publishing, Believe in Your Academy, and Dreams Television Network, where we just got a contract where we're on every smart platform from Google to Chromecast, iOS, Samsung, LG, Sony Select, Roku, Amazon Prime, Amazon Fire Stick, and Apple and Apple Plus. So we just doing a new launch on 117 where we have the great legendary Les Brown as who have channel and TV show with us, and also decided to be the grandfather of Believe in Your Dreams production. So that's one thing that I can say about me. I'm also a diehard advocate for domestic violence. I believe that women should not be going through violence. They should know true love and not abuse, for they can snatch their power back and believe they are more than a conqueror and believe they got what it takes to rock this world. And also, as we Believe in Dreams Academy, where kids can not unfortunately to able to go to creative art school or need to know how to write a book. I'm a 21-time best-selling author, came out of 2021 with 21 #1 books. How about that for God? When I was told by my teacher I could never be a writer, I could, where she said that she didn't think that I could be a writer because of my reading comprehension, and I had to take Title I classes for reading comprehension and writing. But I tell you what, God said that is not so. You're a 21-time bestseller. You done helped over 1,000 people to publish their books, where one of our books turned into Junkie, turned into a movie, and now have over 951,000 subscribers on Amazon Prime. And the book is now coming to Believe in Your Dreams television network. We have Tanya, who's right next to me, is also coming out with her show, who is one of my executive directors as well for the Carolinas area. And we have Tina, the amazing Tina Ramsey, who also joined her and two of her co-hosts have joined us as well. So it's like I hear all women, you believe in your dream. Mark 9:23 say, if you believe anything is possible, then you can accomplish what Mark 9:23 said. Anything is possible for those that believe. And what I'm saying is, if you really take that to heed, if you really believe in the word, and you really believe in God, you cannot have faith without believing. And believing is so powerful that if you snatch your power back and know that you got the faith, that the mustard seed of faith is all you need, God can carry you everywhere. I just found out through Forbes, I'm getting a write-up from being one of the #1 best-selling, #1 platforms of November, with a high ranking of what the company ended up making. My revenue changed drastically. You can add me to the almost to the 7 figures. Almost, I will be in the magazine. The 750 Think Mindset, I think that's the name of it. So I'm just excited about all the things that's going on. And I'm also the director of Living Waters Bible Academy, where I go out and find people who need to be honorary. And I usually don't say this part, but I said in 2022, I was going to start saying it, because it's good that now a girl who came from a little small town called Bogalusa, Louisiana, where it's not hardly nothing there, where it's F school system. You still see rebel flags. When I went to school, we had a white cemetery and a black cemetery, a white prom, a black prom, a white YMCA. It was very 16% is the only one that they said will make it in that town, and that you will be a failure and say you're a product of your environment. But before I go, I also want to say I am also a certified professional life coach. And I tell people, you are not a product of your environment. You are a product of God. And if you believe that, you can conquer the world, you can rock the world, and you can soar.
That's right. Wow. Wow, you were really doing it, Missy. Wow. I mean, I knew about the majority of it, but I'm like, wow, that is awesome. Thank you so much for being here on this panel with us this evening.
Thank you.
All right. Miss Tanya, you were up next. Yes, you get to go behind that or go after.
I was going to say, but I'm honored to follow my sister. You know, I get to say she is a sister with an A in my life. So I'm very honored to be in line with, I think if not shared the stage, I've followed behind every single woman on here through an event that we've done in conjunction together. We've spoken at something, but I am myself the CEO and founder of Then I Rise Enterprises. And we are an empowerment conglomerate in that, similar to Dr. Tina and Kiva, Coach Kiva, we have several businesses that fall under that umbrella. And all of them in some way are focused on empowering the individual on the receiver end. I am partial to my women, love and adore them, have a conviction for rising. And that's why I believe that God gave me that name for my company as I was sitting on the end of my bed recovering from brain surgery for 2 brain aneurysms and feeling sorry for myself. He kind of slapped me around a little bit and said, what are you doing? Don't you remember who you are and whose you are? So you will rise from this and you will help others rise. My favorite quote outside of Isaiah 61, which speaks directly to arise and shine, is Edward Lewis Cole, who says, you don't drown by falling in the water. You drown by staying there. And that's my walk and my journey in life, because I want to be a beacon of light for all the women who have, said, oh, I can't get up from here. Nobody's going to take me serious. I'm broken. I'm worn. I don't even know if God's going to forgive me. Right. So, yes, you can. And that's my journey. With Then I Rise, we have a recruiting firm. So, we help women find their way. Everybody's not an entrepreneur. Right. So, there is a path and a journey for everyone out there. So, we find joy in helping you find that dream job. But I also am a founder of Arise and Shine Stories of Triumph podcast. And like my sister Sandy, we spend most of our time on Facebook and YouTube. And that was directly developed for everyday folks that Dr. Tina put eloquently have done and survived and want to share their God moments of what they've been through. So that show comes from that. But I'm super excited to bring lifestyle, confidence coaching, which I'm certified in, and entrepreneurship together and unify that for my upcoming debut on the Believe in Your Dreams Network, which the show is called Living Empowered. And I can't wait. I'm super
I
excited
love
to.
that title. I'm
Yes,
sorry, I
ma'am.
love that title.
Thank you. Thank you. God, it's God given. And it's one thing to live. And a lot of us know how to live and what I call wear that mask of I'm just getting through and I'm just getting by. But to live your life empowered has a special meaning. And so I want to bring folks to the table that have created a legacy, that want to share how they did it and how they're walking in it. So I'm excited to be on the lineup with such, when I tell you there's so many powerful shows that are on this network, I cannot wait to share and bring you some extraordinary guests, uh, much like the people that I'm sitting with right now. So this is just like, it's just coming full circle. But I want to speak to the sister because I do have a podcast, and Coach Kiva touched my heart when she said, you know what? Okay, what's next? Right? How can you make money? So, look, I put a note out earlier today that I was bringing my pad and my pen because I will tell y'all that are watching this right now. Thank you so much, Jacqueline, for having me. But I'm here to learn because I don't know it all. Right. And I need to stop working for free in 2022.
Okay, that's right.
So we will rise, right? Then I rise to the zeros that Dr. Nicole just talked about. Then I rise to the zeros. And if you need to put yourself at a table, you need to make sure you're at a table where you're not the smartest one in the room, where there are people that are doing things that you aspire to do so that you can become better. So I'll get off my coach train, right? I'll tell you, I am a 3-time best-selling author. I am a woman's woman, right? And I am an interviewer that I thank God for that skill. It is a gift and it's God given. So I'm humbly here sitting before you to say, I'm ready to learn what I can from these women that are here with me today, so that I can be a better product of him and I can shine brighter in 2022. Coach Tanya is signing out just for now, just for now.
Over and out, right? Well, it's so nice to meet you. I'm
Yes,
familiar with you, Coach Tanya online, but this is our first time actually meeting. And the
yes,
same with you too, Dr. Nicole. Admired you all's work, and Dr. Tina too. So yeah, this is so awesome. I love this. Coming together, and like you said,
yes,
we don't, everybody doesn't know everything, and we learn from one another, and at the same time encouraging and inspiring other women out there to, just to go for it, go for it. That's what I'm talking about. All right, Dr. Shakeesha.
Good evening, everyone. I am just excited to be a part of this platform. I've had the opportunity to either have a conversation with you or to be able to watch each of you on social media. And you guys are always inspiring me, whether you know it or not. And I am just excited because I'm blessed to be able to transition into a space that actually was not expected. I've spent 18 years in healthcare and retired. And like many women out there, life hit. You know, I had to transition from being full time in corporate America to being an entrepreneur, which was definitely not my plan B. But can I tell you that God has a purpose and plan for each and every one of us? So I'm excited to say I'm a multi-award winning TV show producer. We just released the Becoming a Millionaire Power Couple TV show December 16th. So I am super, super excited about that. And it's a show in which we just, you know, we bring entrepreneurs on. We're either a part of the couple, either one or both of them are entrepreneurs. And we have an opportunity to share, help them build a strong marriage while they're building that successful business and building generational wealth for their family. And part of that platform is giving those business owners an opportunity, like Kiva said, to build a digital footprint, because that is what is necessary in this time. I'm also the founder of the Ultimately YOU, which stands for Your Own Uniqueness, which helps women that are transitioning from corporate America into entrepreneurship, whether they're thinking about it or they're in the process. And we help them with that process so they learn how to monetize their business. They know how to create a business plan. They know how to advertise. They know how to launch a podcast or learn how to launch a TV show. I'm blessed to be able to partner with my husband, and we have the Marriage Can Win show online, where we focus on three things: educating, empowering, and encouraging people to embrace that you can win in your marriage while being successful in business or as an entrepreneur. And last but not least is the Winning Wives Pray. That's my heart. That is my heart and soul. Because like many women out here, we wear many hats. We give, we do, we pour into others. But sometimes we need that atmosphere, that safe space where someone can pour into us. And that Winning Wives Prayer Initiative is where, as wives, we come together and lift each other up. It's that safe space where you can remove that mask and say, hey, sis, I'm struggling in this area. I need to be lifted up. I lift up so many others, but I need you guys to lift me up. So that is that. That's my other platform. I'm also the founder of Hylick and Associates, which is a financial services firm for couples that are having challenges with their finances. We help them get a hold of that. And I was blessed to be an author of 4 books, 2 with my husband. One was a bestseller, and there are 2 that were other collaborative projects as well. So I want to thank you again, Jacqueline, for just giving me the opportunity to be in this space with you and all these other phenomenal women who are just killing it. I applaud you guys because you are amazing. So thank you again, Jacqueline.
Well, thank you, Dr. Shakeesha, for being here. So much appreciated. So let's go ahead and dive in. And you guys can just, whoever wants to answer it. So you have a young lady out there. She has her business. Maybe she's a life coach, and she wants to start her own show, her own live show. Excuse me, my mouth is getting a little dry. What would you suggest? Like, where would you suggest that this individual start? Whoever wants to kind of jump out there.
Well, first, I would tell her this. Many times when we think about podcasting or even television, we just think about who we want to help, and which is a good thing because we want to know who we want to help. But I want them to first start with the idea of how am I going to help? How am I going to build something that's going to last? And how am I going to departmentalize what I do? Because understanding that podcasting is a multi-layer faceted business by itself. TV is a podcast. I mean, TV is a business by itself. And many times we go in and we put our blood, sweat, and tears in it. And then after the fact, we come and say, how can I flip this into making an income? Because I'm spending a lot of time, effort, equipment, and all of this. You need to come in thinking, this is an LLC. This can go into my nonprofit. This can go into my outreach program. This can go, I can flip my book into a whole show. And so we just need, as women, because we do so many things, we need to start thinking business, business. Okay. Think business, and everything else is going to fall in place because for me, I started everything first. And then after I start seeing all the overhead and the cost and different stuff, I'm like, well, how can I recoup this? I'm like, okay, what can I do? And so then I had to backtrack. And then once I figured out how to do it, that's why I go in and I train people how to do it, because I'm like, listen, it takes a lot of effort, time, and overhead. This is a business. This is not a hobby. This is a business. And Dr. Nicole, let me tell you something. That's why I heard someone say you need to be around people who know more than you. Well, in 2021, I have reached the top of what Tina can do by herself. And I was praying to God. I said, God, I need to be in a place where I can be led and not someone following me. Because everywhere I'm at, they follow me. I need to follow someone else to go to the next level in order to help all these people I want to help. And so she came into my life, and then here we go. And then now we have Tanya and so many other people. So find someone that you can mentor, that can mentor you and coach, and align yourself with women or even a man that has a network that identifies with you. But I prefer working with more women that can really help you and really believe in collaboration versus competition and want you to win. And then you will see how everything work out. But of course, all these ladies on here are amazing at what they do. And we all bring a different flavor, personality to what we do. But think business, because you don't want to begrudgingly do what God put you to do because you can't pay a light bill or mortgage or something like that. Like, So think business first.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I will just jump in there. I agree with everything Dr. Tina said 110%. But I would also encourage that young woman to build your podcast around your business, build your podcast around that nonprofit, build your podcast around that book. And once you do that, it will align you in a position, just like Dr. Tina just said, to structure it like a business. And it's very important for you to take that time initially before you hit the ground running. You want to literally lay that podcast or that TV show out. I mean, lay it out and outline it in a way to where you're not having to take all of that time to backtrack. And what I mean by that is you want to take the time initially to create a contract. If you have a podcast or a TV show, you should have a contract, okay? Because you want to be in a position to protect yourself later on in the future. I'm speaking from personal experience. So every podcaster, every TV show should have a contract. You want to just take that little bit of time to create that before you hit the ground running. You want to try to automate it. You want to create your business because, just like Dr. Tina just said, you have to think about this as an avenue of business because you're going to be spending time. I don't know about you, but I charge myself by the hour, right? So the time that you put into your business, you want to make sure that you are recouping most, if not all, of that time. So you want to take whatever time you need to create it like a business, and also make sure that you are literally structuring it step by step so that nothing, you're not having to spin your wheels later on to go back to it because you're just wasting a lot of time. So you want to make sure that you are automating as much of this process as much as possible. My show, Kiva's Place, the Kiva Murdoch Show, is 95% automated. Once I put my guest into my program, I'm pretty much hands off. So I can work on my other three businesses because I'm not really so focused and so hands on with my TV show because it pretty much operates by itself. So that will also create a way for you to be more hands off so that you can, because most of these women up here, so what I've heard are also business owners. So you want to make sure that you can divert that time that you are so hands on with your TV show or podcast as much as possible if you have other things that require some of your time and attention. So automation, definitely automation. And then you just want to just make sure that you have something in place that can capture or monetize that podcast, right? Because again, you are spending a lot of time investing in this. So you also want to have some type of avenue to where you are recouping some of that cost.
Thank you, Kiva. Thank you so much. So, and I know some other people probably want to jump in, but like, what was some of your thought processes? Like, how did you decide whether you wanted to do it live on Facebook or whether you chose YouTube or, like, how did you go about deciding like, how often you were going to do it? Whether it was just going to, or should I say, what type of guest you were going to bring on and what platform was best? Anybody?
I can answer to. I started out on Facebook. That's where I initially started. This was before COVID. So when I was doing coffee conversations with Sandy, that's my initial birth. That's where it all came because I have a love for coffee, and I just like to talk to people. So being yourself, that's another thing. So I want to make sure. So when you're starting this, just we didn't have it all right. We didn't know what we were doing, but I knew that I wanted to start doing Facebook Lives because at that time, what access and what I was doing, everything was Facebook. I didn't do IG too much. Okay, so your Instagram people and YouTube wasn't doing that too much. But so that's how I got started. And again, when I became an author, because that's my area. And Coffee Conversation was a roundtable discussion. We would talk about what is the awareness of the month. And it was my spiritual daughter and a dear friend of mine who had some IT knowledge. And so we just stepped out there. And so that's how Facebook, that's where I started from. And whenever became an author, then Karen Crockett Cherry, who I was in her second book, saw us doing that and said, and so it was time for us to get some visibility on the first book. And and that was the first book I was in with her, but my book prior to that. So that happened to then become my second book. So the second book is when she said, Sandy, you got a show. And I was like, huh, I do? So someone else saw that I had a show. I didn't know that that's what it was, Dr. Shakeesha. I didn't know that's what, I was just talking, okay? So it had a little flavor, coffee conversations with Sandy and friends and the whole nine. And then from there, you all and individual that you're listening, these ladies actually have come on and been our guests. And it is because of them that I sit in the seat that I sit in, because someone said, it is your gift. It is your gift. I believe it was Tony who said that. I didn't think I could do this. I mean, I'm a businesswoman, I'm a manager. But when you start opening up your mouth, and the Lord said he'll speak for you. And that's what God did. He began to let me walk in my gifting. And so from there, Facebook, it was with me. And then by me being an author, I made a vow to the Lord, because I said there has to be somebody else out there like me who did not know what to do or how to do it, of getting their book out, to talk about their book, to get an audience or get someone to buy the book, simply to buy the book. And so you kind of, and so with that, that's how Book Talks with Sandy came about. And so I had to separate the two. And because I wanted to mainly focus on the authorship and the authors that were coming on. So we've done some other things as moderating, and that was just doors that were just open to be able to moderate on a conference, to be a guest speaker, to share how I became a talk show host using social media. And it was because I just say, despise not small beginnings. I have to stand on that. And that is what my foundation is. Why? Because you just never know who is watching. These other ladies have just skyrocketed. I'll say I'm proud of them. And I'm so excited when I see you all soar. They're just soaring. And I love it. I'm so excited to just, yeah. But I just wanted to, yes. And I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it did. Thank you so much for sharing.
I wanted
Dr.
to,
Shakeesha,
oh,
oh,
I'm so sorry. I wanted to jump in. You got me all fired up, Sandy. Because you know what? I think the thing that makes us all so special in this group, and for the folks that are watching this, um, is that you feel like you don't want to be fake anymore. A lot of people are energized by the fact that, you know what, I want to share my story because I think there's probably somebody else out there that feels like me. And that's what you just said, And I just want to share with you that you're not going to know it all. I remember shooting our first few episodes in a podcast studio. I thought it was so cool, right? I'm like, oh, we're sitting in a podcast studio. We're going Facebook Live, and nobody could see our faces because the mics were coming down and it was in front of us. There was just so many things that we needed to fix. But my co-host and I were just driven to be authentic and share and bring real people to the mic, So if I could say anything, the whole time you were talking, Coach Kiva, I was hearing, do you know the sound when the UPS trucks, the FedEx that when they're backing up and they're beeping? That's the sound I was hearing, because I'm like, if I had just done what she just said when I started. So if you get anything out of this session, please take notes, write it down, because I think all of us can be authentic and say, if we knew now when we started our TV shows or podcasts or whatever, we'd probably be 10 years ahead of ourselves, right? So I'm here transparent saying to you, I'm a work in progress. I'm still working on getting some things right. So best believe Coach Kiva is going to hear from me, and anybody else in here, like, Dr. Nicole has been a blessing, but you have to do it scared. And part of that is recognizing that you don't know it all and reaching out to somebody that can help you. It's okay to say, I had this idea. What do you think about it? Should I do it? Does the concept make sense? Does it tie in with my business that I'm already doing? Or I don't have a business yet, but I see myself doing something down the road. Does this podcast make sense with where I want to go? Don't just ask the beautiful woman in the mirror that you spend all the time with. Ask somebody objectively outside of that. Do you think this has legs? Will this work? Before you spend a year, 2, 3 years pouring your heart and soul into something that honestly wouldn't survive, right? But you love it, but you can't pay the bills. Like Dr. Tina said, the lights getting ready to go off next week and you working in your passion, right? But somehow you got to bring it all together and cash a check. And that's real talk for me, right? So I just wanted to jump in real quick and share that, because I think, we have to keep it real, and we've all been there, and we don't want you. The reason I know I signed on to be on this session with you, Jacqueline, is because I want to save a sister from making a journey, just doing the other things and not making the mistakes that I made. And I'm so blessed to be here, and I'm doing a few things right. But guess what? There's work to be done. So we're here for you guys. So take these names down and find us so we can help you get to the next level. Because we're gonna work with each other to get to the next level. But we want you to come too. Right, Jacqueline?
yes, that's right. Thank you, Tanya. You know what? Before we go further, Kiva, you mentioned something earlier. You said, and I'm paraphrasing, to build your show around your business, I think is what you said. So okay, so two things. One, Kiva, I'd like for you to answer that. And number two, I like that question, Tanya. If each of you, if you feel comfortable, share why you decided or why you thought it was important to actually do this panel. So Kiva, go ahead first with that, please.
Sure. We're living in the day and age now where, and COVID was a wake up call for us. If you have a business, if you have a nonprofit, if you have written several books, you should have a digital footprint. So, what I mean by that is you should have some vehicle that encompasses that particular side of your business because it does several things for you. It increases your credibility, it gives you more exposure because just like most of these women up here, several of us have millions of followers. We're on several platforms. So having that vehicle, having that avenues that is centered around your business, your nonprofit, or whatever organization you have set up for yourself, that just gives you that extra um, you know, avenue to monetize. You can charge people, you can charge guests, you can get sponsors that can help fund your business, that can help fund your nonprofit organization. So I am a firm believer that if you are an entrepreneur, you need to have a show, you need to have a podcast on so many opportunities for you to set yourself up to just exactly what this panel is about, elevating yourself to the next level. And a lot of people don't think that they have something to share. I believe everybody is a coach. You know how to do something, right? So if you have a gift, which God has blessed many of us with several gifts, use that gift to pour back into your home. You because that's a way for you to um, get additional income. So just don't sit on it. If this is 2022, COVID-19 is not going anywhere anytime soon. So if you have not taken that opportunity to jump into either podcasting, if you're not comfortable in front of the camera, that's a wonderful way for you to start by leading with your voice first, and then hopefully you can progress to the camera. For me, I just dove straight in, because I figured why not? I have nothing to lose. And also just providing that platform to bring other people on who may not feel comfortable initially having their own platform. And if that's you, there are so many platforms you can start on. Kiva's Place, the Kiva Murdoch Show, and podcast invite other people that may not be feel as if they're ready to start their own. Guess what? You can have your own show or segment on Kiva's Place, the Kiva Murdoch Show, and podcast, and we will produce it for you just to get your feet wet. But you should have this avenue set up for you. Digitize, create that digital footprint. Okay. Use this to monetize your business and just go forward with that. I was excited to join this platform for this same reason. Just like the other women said, I don't know it all. Even though, I have coached several people, there was still a lot to be learned. And guess what? It's changing and it's growing every day. So I am here to glean, I'm here to pour in into others, but I'm also here to be poured into as well. So I'm super excited. And I have learned so much already and looking forward to the rest of the show. So thank you for this opportunity, Jacqueline.
You're welcome. So who else
Oh,
wants to piggyback or maybe answer that
oh,
question?
Jacqueline, I'd like to definitely interject. That Coach Keever said so many amazing things, and my reason for coming on the show is to help encourage another woman so she doesn't spend that time that she cannot get back spinning her wheels, doing something that a lot of us already kind of have the outline to help them increase their visibility in their business. You know, I started off on the radio show with my husband. Remember, I told you I had to walk away from healthcare because I had some severe health challenges. So I couldn't talk very long. I started out on the radio show, and that increased from one radio show to two radio shows. Then we were like, you know what? We're in the midst of a pandemic. There are women at home. There's challenges in their marriages. So we started going live, having conversations about it. So then that opened the door to the Winning Wives Pray initiative. So all of these doors kept opening, but I realized something. I was leaving money on the table. It's great to do things out the goodness of your heart, but you are investing your time, you're investing your dollars getting the show produced, and you need to get a return on your investment. You know, it's a business, it's not a hobby. So just wanting to be able to educate another woman, look, I can't get that time back. I can't get that money back right from back there, but I can help you so that when you start, you have this layout, you have this blueprint. You know, I spent months manually emailing back and forth to guests. And then when you're on other shows, you're like, wait a minute, this is automated. Oh man, I could get that time back and be focusing on something else. But just by automating this, you learn so much by not only starting your own show, but connecting with others. Dr. Kiva, oh, her is the bomb when you're gonna be on her show, just looking and learning from others, being on their shows. You're like, oh, wait a minute, you could do this. Oh, wait a minute, this is a game changer. It's gonna free you up so you can still be there for your family. You can focus on other aspects of your business, but being in this atmosphere is here to educate other women. When, you know, it's like, okay, not saying that I have all the answers, but put all of us together. We can definitely help take your business to the next level. That's how I learned about, you know, creating that digital footprint. Because when Kiva started talking about this, I was like, oh yeah, it's on now, because it's something that I was educated on. I didn't know that at first. Increasing the visibility for smaller businesses. This is our opportunity to help other women that are watching. So we're pouring into you. Learn from the things that we've had to learn through that on-the-job training. We want to give that to you so you can turn around, take your business to the next level, but turn around and empower another woman. So that's the reason why I'm here. And also to learn, of course, because I always want to go to the next level. And also to be in the company, you guys, you're amazing women. But that's my reason for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Shakeesha.
Well, I want to share how I got started. I actually was publishing a book, and Kiva and Dr. Shakeesha, y'all have really just set the bar, and Tina, and of course Sandy and Tony. But I will tell you, I was publishing a book for Voice of America. I know everybody probably heard of Voice of America. And Rebecca Hall Grier was, I was doing her book, and she's the women empowerment. She's the director of the women empowerment station there. And she was like, Nicole, she was like, you should be doing more than publishing. When you came on my show and talked about being the publisher of my book, she said, you don't know, you need to become a talk show host. And I said, girl, I just do got time for publishing. I don't think God not showing me to be a talk show host. He's showing me to publish, and I want to write books because that's just excitement I have. And it's a part of my story with the book. So she invited me to come back on her show again. Then some of the people that was with Voice of America invited me to come back on their show. And then sudden I get a call from Robert Costino, who is the owner there, and he said, we want to have you a part of our digital platform. This was in 2016. This was before COVID and everything. So when COVID came, I had already had my show called The Motivational Lounge, where I created Women of Love, Power, Respect was my other show, where I have over 60,000 followers on Facebook on my Women of Love, Power, Respect, off of my show and off of the book that I did. So I turned that book into more like of a show. And I was like, wait a minute. And then I started getting a monetization. And I was like, okay, so now I'm getting time freedom, wealth freedom, and location freedom. And I'll break those three down to you. Once you see that your book is already making you resident, I'm not talking about write a book and just put it on, say you're an Amazon bestseller and keep going. You have to go out there and keep promoting that book on your TV shows. Go out there and do tours. Go out there and get on conference and everything and take it even further. So when I started doing that, I learned so much of the digital platform because they was already digital back then. And then they asked me, well, hey, we want you to start training people. And I was like, okay, I could be on the back end training people. So if I started training others in the digital world, when COVID came, so many people's like, so many speakers, so many authors like, I can't do anything now. What I'm gonna do? And I knew I had that sitting in my lap. Like, I can help you get you a digital platform. I can help you get you a TV show because I already know it from being with a big 500 Inc. company. So that's what happened. Next thing you know, I had so many people getting their TV shows. I started doing media coaching because, like Kiva said, it's a footprint. I always say on Clubhouse, your roadmap to millions. The digital platform is your roadmap. Because if you go on that journey and you go on that road and you get on that bus, which is Breakthrough Unstoppable Success, that's what we call our Believe bus. You can help so many people break through by showing them, listen to all these beautiful experts up here that know about podcasts, that know about TV. And we're telling you that is where your wealth freedom at, your time freedom, and your location freedom. Because once you get into the digital world, in which is beating cable now, digital since November have been taken over. More people are watching movies, TV shows from their phone, from their smart device, more than anything now. Only thing saving cable now is sports, honey. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That's the only reason why cable winning is sports. Even news, even coming to digital platforms now and joining and joining Amazon. Now even NFL is joining Amazon Prime. Have y'all noticed that? And now NFL is also joining YouTube in different outlets now. So what I'm saying is, if you want time freedom, you can do 20 shows in 1 month, and that can be you 4 months a season right there. But your kids want to go to Disney World. You got time freedom to take them to Disney World because you got time. You got enough time. You done cleared up enough time. If you want to go to Aruba and be on a beach and you still want to film your show, you got your computer, you got your light, you can still go to Aruba. That way you have location freedom. And there's nothing like generational wealth freedom where you're making enough money, you're getting monetized from Roku, you're getting monetized from Amazon, you're getting monetization from Apple, you're getting monetization from Chromecast, from Google Play. So imagine you got at least 50,000 on each one of those different platforms. Then there's your wealth freedom right there, because now what you can say is, I don't have to go in there and get a bank. I got wealth freedom from generations to come, because now I have created an avenue where I'm making 6 figures in just 1 month. Just 1 month. You can have a 6-figure income that can be an annual income of 6 figures. So that's why I say it's your roadmap. Like Kiva say, it's your footprint. Because if you experience yourself and get into the digital world and you learn how to do digital platforms, you can take yourself, you can go and tap into the OTT, the CRRs, get ads, get commercials. I have so many authors that say, I want my book to go to bestseller. If I'm in over 200 countries, and I'm able to get them extra visibility, charge them a price for coming on there. You won't get on all these different platforms, over 11 to 15 platforms. And now with some big companies like Sony and everything. Okay, how about I charge you $1,000 and I'll put you on all those different platforms? So that's not the money that you even get from your subscribers, from your subscriptions. But this is another platform where you invite people to help brand them, to give them visibility, to help them break through, to knowing that it might be somebody that got a beautiful voice, but they probably didn't make it on Americans top talent talent search, but they can get on you, and you never know if they get seen. So you can also be a blessing to others as well with a digital platform. So that's how I got started. I published a book, an anthology for Voice of America, for Rebecca and 29 women. Some of the people that work for Voice of America asked me to come on because they like how I performed when I was on the TV show, and then I took it from there. So you know it, I was with them for 5 years, and then I started my own platform. So that's how you can do. You just never know where your passion, your purpose lead you until you constantly to believe that it can happen. So now I'm taking to where I want to help coach other women how to go do the same thing I did, because I'm not afraid to share my blessings. I'm not afraid to share my dreams. And that's what we got to stop saying. We the best. secret. It's no best top secret when it comes to the digital platform. If you can't help a person, you got to keep something a secret, then I don't know whose side you're on, but it's not Jesus' side, because he said that he love a cheerful giver. So y'all just help as many people as y'all can. Help them open their voices up. I remember it used to take us forever to be seen on TV. Remember, everybody wanted to be on Oprah or Arsenio Hall. You didn't see anybody else on there then. Now Oprah is loving her digital just like everybody else. She's trying to get in her digital spot too. So everybody has an opportunity now. You just got to use the power of your voice. That's it.
Okay. Wow. Thank you. Yes, right. Thank you, Dr. Nicole. Okay.
And I just wanted to add one last thing. Don't be afraid to try new things, right? Just because you have a show. Now, let me rephrase that. You may have a show that is centered around your organization, and that's fine. For me, my show is centered around coaches, authors, survivors, anybody that has a story. But I also do talent shows. Like I also do shopping with Kiva. So be versatile. Be versatile. And if you are opening up your business to, as long as it coincides with your brand. But for me, I am able to open up my show to where I can help increase exposure, not only if you are an author, but if, like Dr. Nicole said, if you can sing. I've had talent shows, right? You can actually come on the show and you can showcase your, talent. I have had shopping with Kiva. If you have a product-based business, you can actually come on the show and you can sell your products. You can, expose the audience to your, product-based business. So what I'm saying, just be versatile and don't be afraid if something does not work with that TV show or that podcast. This digital roadmap or footprint is so huge that you can change it, you can tweak it, you can revamp if you need to, you can even rebrand, but do not be afraid to jump. Just jump. You don't have to be perfect to jump, just jump, and you can tweak it and change it along the way.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Kiva. I have a question, something that I just thought of. Have any of you rebranded? Like, did you maybe have one idea, for a particular mind, and then over the years you changed?
Yes, I can actually talk about that. The funny thing about this, I actually started doing live videos in 2013 on YouTube because I come from the education and homeschooling world, helping them to homeschool on a budget and balance their lives and health and wellness. Speaking of how I had a stroke at 25 and how through God's help I'm able to walk again because I was partially paralyzed. And so I was a YouTube girl. That's where I was at, right? And so one of my friends, she was like, I would come on because my other business called Heal the Honeypot, and it's all about female wellness. It's all about empowering women to heal the mind, the body, and honeypots all naturally. And I went on live on a streaming network, and I was just streaming on Facebook, and I was just talking, just chit-chatting with people, and people come on, and I answer questions. And one of my friends, she called me. She was like, girl, you should make this a TV show. You should call it Heal the Honeypot TV. Girl, when you come on, I get me a glass of wine, I get my popcorn, and I just be, I'm like, I looked at her, I'm like, first of all, I only go live on Facebook and YouTube. I don't call that a TV show. I just call it, helping them with their health and wellness, women not being embarrassed about talking about menopause or helping young girls talk about their bodies, dealing with their menstrual cycles, and helping them understand that a lot of our problems is because of what we use every day. And so just empowering them, with the Girl Scouts of America. She was like, that's a TV show, girl. We had so much fun chit-chattering and stuff. So I decided the next week that I went on live, I decided to say, girl, I'm going to do what you said just to show you that you're wrong. Just to show you that you're wrong, because ain't nobody gonna want to listen to Heal the Honeypot TV. So I'll go on there talking about hello, everybody. Welcome to Heal the Honey Pot TV, the place to be to talk all about Heal the Honey Pot. Now, if you're a man, you might need to get off if you're a little squeamish because it's all women all day long. And we about to empower and have some fun. Let me tell you something. Women tune in every single week. They came in with their questions. Then it started building to, can I come on your show? I have natural welding products. Can I share that? Oh, do you have commercials? Placement. Mind you, at this time, I didn't even think it was a TV show. So I'm thinking to myself, commercial, what is it? Whoop, get my phone, Google. Oh, I could put a little price on it. Okay, so I put a little price on it and place it. All of it kind of builds. So just like Kiva said and everybody said, don't be afraid. Like Dr. Nicole said, believe in yourself. Like Tanya said, all of us keep on doing it because if you don't quite know what you're doing yet, other people are going to let you know whether or not it's good or not. Okay? They're going to be your analysis, your database to let you know if you're on the right track. And so I started as Heal the Honey Pot TV, all about women. But after a year about doing it, it gradually changed to the Tina Ramsey Show and podcast because I noticed something about my analytics and my demographic change. Not only were women listening to my show, but men start reaching out through emails and saying, can you help us with prostate help? Can you help us with arthritis? Can you help us with this? This is a natural thing that we can do for that. We need help too. And then they start coming on the show. And so I was like, okay, I don't want to have a whole bunch of guys on Heal the Honey Pot TV. I mean, we're talking about honey pots all day long. So I need to make them feel comfortable. So that's why I changed the name to the Tina Ramsey Show and Podcast, which includes men and women. And it's because that's what the people wanted. And I just want to make sure I had that everybody is comfortable. And my branding is in such a way that it's not too girly, but it's not too masculine. It's a nice medium because purple signifies royalty. It is power and gold because we all walking into our royal possession, honey. And all this free flowing, it's going to come to us because we are creating the new 1%ers. Okay? That old money that lasted back in the day. What y'all don't realize with this digital print, this VCM, visibility, connections, and monetizations, regular people will be the new percenters, the millionaires, the billionaires. And if you don't get on this bus right now, beep, beep, beep. You know what I'm talking about. That's Dr. Nicole. That's something that we
say beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, that's what we do in the network. But if you don't get on the bus, then you're going to notice that you're going to be left behind. This is the year of access, baby. Nobody can hold you back but yourself. If you want 6 figures, you want to be a millionaire, you can do it. You're the only one stopping yourself. And just keep on going because as you grow, as your show build, make sure to watch your analytics and your demographics because that will let you know what you need to do next. And so based on my analytics and demographic and the people reaching out to me, I knew what direction I need to go into because they navigated. Because remember, I'm in business to service people, not Tina. So what they tell me they want, that's what I bring them because it's for them, not for me. I'm just providing the platform. So I just listen to what they want and then they come on. And let me tell you one more thing and then I'm gonna let somebody else take over. When I started a TV show and then did podcasting, I started in podcasting first, then radio, then I went to TV on like Roku and all that. But long story short, that TV show and podcast opens you up to so many different opportunities. And you're probably saying, well, what opportunities? Because that can be kind of vague. It opened me up to being a featured speaker on multiple stages. It opened me up to be on so many co-author collaborations that are #1 bestsellers because I'm a best-selling author as well. It opened me up to be able to be a co-host internationally and globally and in the United States. It opened me up to be a USA ambassador, a communications liaison between the international delegates and the American delegates. It just it blew my coaching out the window in regards to visibility, connections, and monetization, because that's what I do now. Focus on those 3 areas. And so it just opens you, it's endless. You have no limits once you open yourself up to the digital world. No limits. And just like Dr. Nicole said, let me tell you, even location has no barrier on you. As long as you have a strong Wi-Fi connection, a cell phone, a laptop, man, you can even use a hotel computer. You got a show. No one can stop you. Not layoff, not COVID, not anything. So stop being afraid. Just go ahead and jump in. Your audience is going to let you know what they want to hear. And get with all of us so we can show you how to monetize it and get your contracts in order. Because I didn't know that when I first started, because I was just doing it, woo, you know. And then later on, I was like, woo, I need to get a media release. Because you don't want somebody coming back later on saying, you cannot use my face and likeness. You owe me some money because you using my face, branding, and likeness. So, hunty.
That happened to me.
Yes, nobody comes on the Tina Ramsey Show and podcast without signing a guest release. You won't come on. I don't care if you have money. No man.
That's why this is good. You know what I mean?
Get that legal stuff together, because it will come back to bite you.
Yes. Yep.
Got to.
Yep.
That's a must.
You have to. You have to.
This is so good. That's how I found Tina. I want to just quickly say that's how I found Tina. Dr. Nicole and I were ambassadors for one of the conferences, but I found Tina through her show, and I just found her one late night. I just happened to be, and I think your show was coming. It was coming on at night. I can't tell you. I don't even, but that's how I found her. So to you all that are listening, just know somebody is going to be needing what you have to offer. There is someone that is going to need what you have to offer. That is your product and services. So that's my little tidbit. I'm learning so much, but that I wanted to share. I think that's very important, is to know that is that no matter what, despise not your small beginnings, show up regardless. And now that you know, 2 years ago, if we look back 2 years when I first met Dr. Nicole, just from being ambassadors, and it's so right. My year went phenomenal. I have nowhere near what these ladies have, but yet my show now is an award-winning show. It's an award-winning show. We are watched in global in the United Kingdom. We're watched there. And so now I'm learning from these ladies today. Even you're in the audience, but I'm learning from them as well. But that's what it's all about. Don't be afraid to share your information with another sister. Now, that's the wisdom here. But don't be afraid, because what's for you is for you. What is for you is for you. These are women that their hearts are in the right place. They're not about trying to rob you or anything like that. And I know I'm going way off in a different, but those are the kind of things that hold us back. In 2021, they were saying that Black women couldn't get along. But the Lord gave me a word, ladies, sisters, Jacqueline. The Lord let me know. He was saying that, no, you shouted from the mountaintops, is that you are getting along. You're there to help hold up your sister's crown. You're there to help her build her business. That's what we are doing. And it's not about what she's got. That was the old year crab mentality many years ago. But we're in a generation, and I'm probably older than any of these ladies on here. But one thing I can say is that we are here to help one another. They have helped me, and we have helped serve each other. Whatever way that I can serve them, that's what it's about with me. My wealth comes from serving. And that's what each of us can honestly say, I believe, is that that's what we do. We serve, but we also know our value. We also know our wealth. And that's all I got to say. And this has been amazing.
Thank you, Sandy.
Yes, indeed.
So let's do this. Let's go ahead and we'll go, one by one, and leave us, leave the audience with something. One, just name, I guess, one takeaway, or, one summary, if you will, that we want the ladies to be able to really, walk away with. Because this was a lot of, you guys gave a lot of information, a lot of good information. So they'll probably have to watch it more than once, which is fine. But, so that way you can take it all in and absorb it. But each of you leave us with something, and then let us know how the audience can find you, as well as as well as what you have coming up that you would like for them to reach out to you about, or make sure that they don't miss. So let's see. I guess let's go backwards. Let's do Dr. Shakeesha, then we'll do Tanya, then Dr. Nicole, Kiva, Dr. Tina, and then Sandy.
Okay. There are so many key takeaways, Jacqueline. I'm sitting here
No.
like, how can I narrow it down to just one? But one thing I would say to the young lady that's watching, just don't despise small beginnings. You don't have to have everything all together. There's always a rough draft before the masterpiece. You can go back and tweak it a little bit to figure out exactly what's working for you, but you do need to get started. Don't worry about what other people are thinking. Don't feel that your story is not significant, because you do have something to offer. We were all created with a purpose, and there is something on the inside of you that another woman is waiting on you to share. Open up your mouth and get started. I mean, it's you never know how many people you're impacting just by opening up your mouth and starting to share. Start the podcast. I mean, every woman on here has given you tools and strategies on how to go about it, but don't allow fear to hold you back. Get started. I promise you, a year from now, you wish you would have started. For a lot of us on this stage today, look at where you are now. Think of where you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But all you had to do is take that one leap of faith, and God's going to continue to open those doors of opportunity. So that is my key takeaway. Don't despise small beginnings. Get started.
And let them know where they can find you and
Oh.
what you have that they need to tune into.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm so sorry. You can find me on all platforms under Marriage Can Win. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter under Marriage Can Win. And you can also find me under Millionaire Power Couple TV. We do have coming up the second Millionaire Power Couple TV 2.0 Summit. We have that. We have the Millionaire Power Couple Retreat, which is coming up. And I'll be releasing a masterclass for women. It's called Redefine You. So for those women that are transitioning from corporate America to entrepreneurship, we're going to be going through this 5-step process. So I'm really, really excited about that. Just make sure we stay connected on one of those forms of social media, and I'll definitely get the information to you.
So, Dr. Shakeesha, you're on Facebook, you're on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, all of them under Marriage Can Win.
Okay. You're on Clubhouse too?
Yes, under Marriage Can Win. I forgot
Okay.
about Clubhouse.
Yeah, I always forget about it. I'm trying to remember it. Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
Go ahead.
I'm kind of in the same place with you, Doc. I'm like, what in the world? We covered so much. This has been so rich and so much wisdom. It's such a blessing. If I could, do the moonwalk and take myself back to watch this and then do it all again. But I think the key thing, and Dr. Shakeesha, you talked about this in one of the titles of one of your initiatives, and it is YOU. And that's where it all starts. So I can't help the coach in me. So here's where I'm going to come from. It starts and it ends with you. So what you have to do is make sure that your mindset is in order. And guess what? It starts with you, but you have to implement certain steps to make sure that that stays that way. You better believe that this coach sitting here before you right now has a coach, right? And because there's no shame in my game, if you need more than coaching, you need an accountability partner. Hello, you need a therapist. Whatever it is, it's up to you to go get that so that you can live your best life. You can't start a podcast. You can't get into a relationship. You can't go next level. You can't create a business until you reconcile YOU and get your head right so that you will treat it not like a hobby, but a business. And you will love on the people surrounding you that support you so that support doesn't die off because you're lost and a hot mess, right? So I need you to focus on you and your mindset. And it's okay to pull back and say, you know what? Guess what? I'm doing that right now. COVID knocked me on my butt, but I'm spending time right now putting it all back. It's okay to say, I need to take a look at some of the things, what's working, what isn't. I need to rebrand like Dr. Tina talked about. You got some really good information with us today. I know I did. I've taken a lot from this, but I want you to walk away knowing you have everything in you. God has placed it in you to win already. But if you don't take the time out to recognize just how powerful and valuable you are, none of the shows, none of the projects, none of the people that you interface with are going to make a difference until you know that you make a difference. So that's what I want to leave with you. You can, everything Tanya Blackwood, that's where you'll find me. LinkedIn, Instagram. Matter of fact, just go to www.tanyablackwood.com and anything that I'm working on, you will find it there. Just reach out. It would be a shame for you not to talk to. Put down on your sheet, because I already wrote it down on mine right here. There is one, pick one of us. If it's too overwhelming to call us all, pick one woman on the screen right now that you are committed to contacting to make you a better person. I love you, and I'm done.
All right. Thank you, Tanya.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was good. That was juicy. Yeah, that was juicy. Everybody up here, this have been so phenomenal. So it don't even seem like we've been on here over an hour, but we have, because that's just how good it is. And that's what people need to hear. This is what people need to see. And I tell people all the time, I don't care who say you cannot do it. Like right now, I might not talk like Tanya. I might not talk like Sandy. I might not talk like Dr. Tina, Dr. Kia, Dr. Kiva. Because when I said Dr. Kiva, you must about to become a doctor, honey, because it came out. But what I want to say is this right here. I was told I couldn't do it. I was also, Sandy and Tony know my story up here, and Tina a little bit. But I was hit in the head, domestic violence. I was struck in the head a few times. I had to get brainstem therapy. I had to get cognitive therapy. I still get motor skill therapy, and I still have to see a therapist. But I couldn't hardly spell the word that. I was stutter. I couldn't talk right. I had to relearn about, because when you lose your motor skills and your cognitive skills, that gives you a brain injury right there. But look what God did, because I still believe I can do it. And even though I lived in a low poverty area where we was always told we'd never be nobody, you're going to be a hood girl. You ain't going to be nothing. You ain't have nothing but babies. Most of everybody don't get, break through out this small town. You're not going to make it. But look what God did. I realized I stopped telling people that they're a product of their environment, because that's what you'll start thinking. Oh, I'm a product of my environment. I'm going to fail anyway. This is what they say I'm going to be anyway. And start saying I'm a product of God, and know that I'm more than a conqueror. I can soar like an eagle. I can rock. I got this. I can do this, because great is in me. There's he that's also in the world. The power is inside of me. And if I unleash that power, I can rock and be anything I want to be. I can go on any type of journey and destination because I can prevail, I can be persistent, and I can stand that grit until God say, well done, daughter. So if you get into a mindset of powerful women like you see up here, and you get in, like Tanya said, get you coaches. Get around people that know more, like Tina said. Go get on different podcasts. Call Sandy. She love for people to come on her show. Call Jacqueline. She love people to come on her network. Even call Dr. Sakit. Everybody up here is willing to say, we got you by your hand. We're not trying to throw you down. We're trying to open our hand and let you reach up and take you on a level with us, because we all leveling up. We all powering up, because we know sister wisdom is our sister and understanding is our best of kin. And when you get that type of mindset, you can break through anything. And when you realize the power of God and the force you have in you, you become unstoppable. And don't think because you're a certain color or you come from this area or you this or that, that you cannot be successful. What you think is what you become. So I know I'm successful. I know I'm great. I plan on rocking this world. I plan on doing everything I can to take a next sister with me. So here we go, queens. Let's rock, let's war, and just change your mindset. Know you got it. Find the resources. Google what you have to do. Call us and contact us, and we here to help you. So that's what I say to everybody else, to just learn. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep soaring, because you can fly just like an eagle. You can take those heights by changing the way you think. You know, in Romans, it tells us, renew your mindset by transforming the way you think, right? Ask God to create you a new heart. And by that, become bold and courageous. You think I wasn't scared to get on TV knowing that I might say a word wrong because of my cognitive and motor skills being wounded? But guess what? He used Moses, didn't he? And Moses was still able to get them over, right? He didn't use Aaron. He used Aaron for Moses. So even though Moses had disabilities, he still did what he had to do. You're looking at somebody that was on 14 medications that's now on 3 medications. Because I refuse to give up. Refuse to give up. Like the great Les Brown always tell us, if it's hard, I do it hard. Tell yourself, if it's hard, I do it hard, because I am unstoppable. Become unstoppable. Beat, beat, beat. God bless you all. And I'm done, Jack.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Nicole. Woo. This is so powerful. I love it. Go ahead, Kiva.
Woo, Dr. Nicole, honey. Okay, I know I will be getting in contact with you, okay? This has been so good. I have thoroughly enjoyed this opportunity to just be amongst you strong women tonight. But I am Coach Kiva Lernice Murdaugh, your BAM specialist, your business automation and media and digital specialist. You can reach me all over social media. Just find me at Kiva Lernice Murdaugh. When I say all over every platform, just look for Kiva Lernice Murdaugh. Or you can find my show at Kiva's Place, the Kiva Murdaugh Show and Podcast, on all social media as well. And if I had to leave one nugget, I'm going to kind of go back to the business side of it. Definitely, if you have a business, I can't stress this enough, business, nonprofit, books, definitely start thinking about creating yourself a digital footprint, a digital platform. It is necessary to elevate your business to the next level in 2022. COVID is almost 2 years old. We cannot continue to blame COVID-19. Okay, we've been in this pandemic for almost 2 years. So as of this point, we have no excuse. We need to start thinking about how can we, and you need a digital vehicle to do that. So start that podcast today. Just like the ladies have said before me, jump in it. You do not have to be perfect. I have a stutter, okay? I stutter, and I still continue to progress my business forward, okay? Don't let anybody tell you different, and don't speak negatively thoughts into yourself, because you are what you say you are, right? The Bible lets us know that a man is as he thinks, right? So you have to put those positive affirmations. If you don't have anybody speaking positive affirmation over you, then you need to learn how to speak positively over yourself, okay? Be your own self advocate, because we got to learn to advocate for ourselves before we can learn to advocate for others. So you have to be your biggest cheerleader. And guess what? It starts today. And if you don't have that power to do that, reach out to any one of these women on this platform. We've heard it for the past hour. They are dynamic, they are powerful, and they know where they're going. So if you don't possess the power that you need in order to be where you want to be, then you need to latch on to somebody that's already on that railroad track and just position yourself to win. Position yourself to win and do not quit. So jump afraid. You do not have to be perfect. Just jump. And that is my nugget for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Kiva.
All right, everybody is moving, but I'm going to speak from personal experience with myself. The biggest challenge that I have ever had was myself and getting out of my own way. I had excuses of why I could not do what I knew I was here to do. It was clear as day what God wanted me to do, but I had an excuse. Similar to Moses. Well, God, I know you're sending me to do this, but I can't speak well. So he gave him somebody to help him, right? So with me, people know me because I'm very distinctive with the sound of my voice. I have a very distinctive Southern twang. I can go places and be in stores and people, wait, you're Tina, because of this voice, right? But let me tell you something. I had to grow to learn to love myself, because I was not always this confident person that you see before you today. I could not stand the sound of my voice. Like, just to listen to my Southern twang, I wanted to sound like somebody else. I wanted to be someone else in the way that they speak, because I felt that I didn't speak well enough, similar to Dr. Nicole. But let me tell you something. You're uniquely you is what God made you unique so you can make a positive impact. And once I understood that this voice was not by accident, this Southern twang was not by accident, the way some of my words go all the way around the corner and come back again, that is what makes me uniquely me. So embrace yourself. Know that you're good enough just the way you are. You don't need to micro change yourself to fit a certain person mold. If it is not room at the table for you, that they are not taking you as you are, honey, create it yourself and find people that will come along with you, because every table just not for you, right? So understand that you never should feel like you should lessen yourself in order to be in or someone's room. You are good enough. You are worthy. And understanding that your life is going to open up. And like Kiva, Sandy, Tanya, Dr. Shakeesha, Jacqueline, thank you for putting this together. Create this digital footprint. I tell my clients all the time, being a certified VCM coach, which just simply means I help entrepreneurs with visibility, connections, and monetization online, creating their credibility and influence with lasting, everlasting results. This digital footprint, and Dr. Nicole said digital blueprint, I like to call it the evergreen product, because, honey, once you create a podcast, once you create a TV show, that is going to outlive you. You talking about building legacy? My great grandkids who never seen their grandma going to be able to see their grandma, going to have me over their mantle, because I help, with God's help, change their lives. Okay, they're going to remember this grandma, this one right here, right? They're like, wait, oh, I might have didn't have a chance to meet my grandma, but I can hear her voice. I can see her. All of us on the screen, we have a digital imprint that no one can ever take away. Even if we decide to walk away from podcasting and television, we are still always there, baby. Because guess what? The power of the rerun. Okay. So we're gonna be here forever, still making money after we gone, dead and gone, bringing that revenue into our family. So keep that in mind. And I'm super duper excited about my upcoming The Homeschooling Magazine, which I've been doing homeschooling for over 10 years, and I've been in education for over 20. And what we're doing, we're bringing all of that, helping entrepreneurs in particular now, because many of us have all these different businesses that we have, or we just don't know where to do because of COVID. And some of you just don't want to send your children back to regular school. So we're providing a way that you connect you with the best of the best within the homeschooling industry and be able to get that encouragement, that motivation, so you can balance, well, I ain't gonna say balance it all, but be able to maneuver with your life and be able to provide a solid education for your children, whether you want to do it yourself or hire someone to do it for you. And I'm also so ecstatic about building my own podcasting platform where I can bring other podcasters together, building a Black-owned, woman-owned podcasting network, building my own Spotify with CTR Media Network. So you'll be able to, the same thing you see with Spotify, that's what you're going to see with, that's what you're seeing with CTR Media Network, and making it cost effective so that everybody, if you want to have a seat, you will have a seat. And you can just look me up on social media, Coach Tina Ramsey, Dr. Tina Ramsey, Tina J. Just Google me, because, honey, I'm Googleable. Everybody on this stage is Googleable. I tell you, if you're not Googleable, you don't exist. And if you're not Googleable, you need to call me, because I'll make sure you're Googleable. But everybody on here Googleable, so you can just Google me.
Thank you, Dr. Tina.
Just Google.
That is good. I am going to be very, very quick. I am Sandy Sanders. It has been a delight. I tell you, Jacqueline, this is amazing. Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure to be with Dr. Tina, Dr. Kiva, Dr. Nicole, Lady Tanya, and Dr. Shakeesha. And yeah, might as well go ahead and work on Twitter, Coach Tanya, Dr. Tanya. But listen, for you that are watching,
South Sandy, but she's already Dr. Tanya.
yes, she is.
She graduated March 11th.
See.
And Sandy, you are a doctor too.
I am. I'm still trying to embrace
Walk
that.
in
Thank
it,
you. I
walk
appreciate
in it, claim it,
Yes,
claim
indeed.
it, Dr. Sandy.
Claim it.
As my sisters are telling me, yes, this is Dr. Sandy Sanders. Listen, we have said so much to you, young ladies, a young man or individual that has been watching. We said so much here tonight. But one of the main things is that we want to say to you is just start. Just start. And those of you that have already started, you have gained a wealth of knowledge tonight. You have got a vault of information. And as you begin to put it all together, I believe that each one of us will be able to serve you in some capacity or other. So what I would say is that what this amazing woman, God has allowed her to bring on this summit so that we could be here to serve you. Many have talked about wisdom, have talked about being unstoppable, have talked about having the mindset, soaring, and most of all, despising not those small beginnings. Why? Because you just never know who is watching you. Sandy Sanders and our platform, Coffee Conversations with Sandy, we will be doing we're going in a different light. Just look out for us. You're going to be seeing a weekly, there's going to be some things that we're going to be identifying. What does it mean if you're walking in that area of rejection? So there will be, starting in the month of February, I will be with the author, Tanya Williams. She has an amazing book out, and we're just going to pull one subject out of her anthology, one subject, and we're going to talk about it and give you some nuggets every Saturday morning from 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, which is 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we want to get you in that block because I respect these other podcasters and hosts that are on as well. And we're just going to simply talk about how to overcome rejection. And so that in 2022, you're going to have a goal that no longer are you going to let rejection stop you from reaching the goal because you're afraid somebody's going to tell you no, or he is going to walk away, or your children are no longer going to you're making time for yourself. I'm talking to us now, grandparents, individuals that you're in your retiring stage, and you're just saying you don't want, you now want to walk in your gift. And so I'm speaking to you because that was me. Okay, that was me. And so when the Lord delivered me years ago from I was high as a kite, drunk as Cooter Brown, did not know how I got home. But here I am almost now 20 years later. And God just did it. He just did it. And he allowed me to be able to teach and incarcerate and to females that are incarcerated. And so to let them know, had it not been for the grace of God, I could be sitting here as well. So that's just a portion of my story. The other thing is that we have our signature. We found out that everybody loves our tour. So if you are an author and you would love to be on our quarterly, I have a story book tour. If you have a story, if you have a book, if you have a chapter in a book, come on, just give us a call and we'd love to have you on Book Talks with Sandy in March. We will have our first quarter of the I Have a Story book tour. And so again, it has been a delight. I'm so excited to be on with these ladies. I'm telling y'all, y'all are amazing.
Well, thank you so much, Sandy. Thank you, everyone, each and every one of you, for joining us here tonight for this boot camp, this accelerated boot camp. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and close it out. I just want to, I guess my takeaway is don't compare yourself to others. I feel that with social media, it's so easy to do that. You know, oftentimes we follow other individuals that, you know, are where we want to be. And it's sometimes it's easy to kind of get caught up in that game of where this individual is successful or appears to be successful. And you feel that you have to imitate their behavior in order to get from point A to point B. And in that process, lose your authenticity. So my takeaway is don't compare yourself, because we all bring something different to the table. Okay? I'm who I am. Sandy's who she is. Kiva, Dr. Tina, everybody on this platform, we all bring something different to the table. So keep that in mind. Okay? And don't compare yourself. So I want to let you guys know, if this is, I don't know, let's say you signed up to watch this particular panel. You know, I know you got a wealth of information and a wealth of knowledge from it, but also check out the other panels as well. Okay, there's this, I mean, I have been so blessed with this particular boot camp. I mean, I enjoy all of my symposiums, but this one, it has really been some good tips and tools that have been given out to help you level up your business in 2022. So go ahead and check them all out. Okay. So I'm your host, Jacqueline Kabah Harrison. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Just kind of want you to know that I am the executive channel producer of the 8 Queens Roundtable channel on the Women Win Network. And I am still currently looking for show hosts. So if you are interested, email me and make sure you put Women Win Network in the email. Additionally, I have 8 Queens Roundtable show, which is every second and fourth Sunday of the month. I am always looking for guests. If you are interested in being a guest on the show, there is a link on my profile that you can click on and apply to be a guest on the show. Additionally, I'm super excited. I am the visionary author for Born to Lead, Awakening the Leader Within. We're still looking for co-authors, but we only have a couple more slots left for a short time. So if you're interested in doing that, you know, please email me as well. My email is realizingyourpotential. The number is 123@gmail.com. And that's also my website, realizingyourpotential123.com. I am on Facebook and Instagram as my name, Jacqueline Kabah Harrison, as well as Realizing Your Potential 123. I'm on LinkedIn under my name, and I am on Clubhouse under RYP LLC. All right, so thank you again, everyone, and to be continued. Talk with everyone soon. Take care.